Hey everybody, welcome to another episode. Last week you got to see my brother and I ride the TransAmerica Trail in Arkansas. This week I want to go over the bikes we chose, why we chose them, and the modifications we made to get the bikes ready for the trip. This is a 2015 Yamaha WR250R. We chose these bikes for two main reasons. One is the 250s are still pretty light and nimble, so they're pretty good off-road. The second is, these bikes have a reputation for being absolutely bomb-proof. They don't need a lot of maintenance, they don't need a lot of upkeep, just real simple, lots of fun to ride, easy to own. Now let me go over the modifications we made to these bikes to get them ready for the trip. But first, I got to preface it with, these bikes, in my opinion, do everything I think they need from a performance perspective, so I made no performance mods. All the mods I made were either for protection, convenience, or comfort. I'm just going to start from the front of the bike and then work my way back. Alright, what I've got mounted here on the front is a Tusk tube Fender Bag. This comes with its own tire irons, but I bought the other tire irons that have the wrench on the end. What I have in here is just my tire changing kit or tube changing kit. I got this at Amazon for about $25. Anyway, we went over 500 miles of pretty rough dirt roads and this thing didn't move an inch. I'm going to zoom in pretty close to the handguards that I bought. I got the Tusk D-Flex Pro handguards, and then in conjunction with those I bought these Cycra Triple Tree side fork mounts instead of the standard handlebar mounts. Even though these are two different brands, these match up perfectly and it makes a really strong, secure mount. I got these both at Rocky Mountain ATV. These were about $70 and the mount here was about $40, so I got about $110 invested in the whole setup. I did have to make a small modification to this little turn signal bracket. It was just a simple little cut with a Dremel and then bend a little metal tab out of the way so that this could mount correctly, but it was pretty simple, didn't have much effect. Just wanted to kind of point that out. Now the next two mods I made are both for protection. First was an aluminum radiator guard, and then there's an aluminum skid plate down here. Both are made by Flatlands Racing, and I got both from Rocky Mountain ATV. This aluminum radiator guard was about $70 and this skid plate was about $110. Both pretty easy installs. I'm going to go back behind the camera now and kind of zoom in so you can get a better idea of what these look like. But I think both of these add a lot of very necessary protection because these components are somewhat exposed. Alright, this might be a little bit hard to see, but it is a USB port, USB adapter that I mounted right here. I saw this actually on YouTube where this little square USB bracket just slides right down into a spot here and you don't have to really do anything else to secure it. I got this on Amazon for about $15 and it's just basically hardwired to the battery. It's got a lid, it comes up, there's two ports there. And so you can see this mount here, this RAM mount. I have my GPS mounted here and plugged into the UPS so it would stay on all the time and not need battery. Here I've got the GPS mounted in the special mount that it comes with, and that's mounted to the RAM ball mount down here. And you can see that the USB cord is coming out of the back and down into the USB port. Off screen, off camera, right over here, there's another RAM mount, and I could have either my GoPro or my phone mounted and plugged in here as well. This is a Tusk rear rack mount. I got this at Rocky Mountain ATV. Cost me about $70. It mounts with these four mounting points right here. You do have to drill through the fender, but conveniently enough there's four kind of markings on the fender for where to drill the holes. So it's really secure. It's got lots of attachment points. I really like this. It worked out really well. Alright, one of the more expensive mods or additions I made was this seat. This is a seat concept seat. I bought it from solarracer.com. This came in at just a shade under $300. What it does is not only is there better foam and padding on it to make it more comfortable, but it widens the seat right in this area right here. Unfortunately, I had too much luggage and it pushed me to ride in this section right here, which is still pretty narrow, and it wasn't all that comfortable. But when I did get to ride back in here, it was much better, much more comfortable. So that's kind of it for the mods we made. The last thing that I would say, maybe you could call a mod, was the luggage that we bought. I'm not going to talk about that in this video because I'm going to make another video next week that goes entirely into the saddlebags, the bag, the cooler, everything I used, and how we packed, what I packed, all that good stuff, and how not to do or what not to do. So stay tuned for that next week.